All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Welcome again to Spill the Tea. Thank you all for joining us for another night. As we go for the second time on YouTube, we're enjoying the new platform. And so we're here on Spill the Tea. Last week, something funny happened where real couples talk about real marriages. Last week, something funny happened. I wonder if it's going to happen again this week. Let's see. Let's see. We have with us our guests, our friends. We have the Williams and we have the Duhaneys with Sean and Leisha Williams and Carlos and Theo Duhaney. And we are going to continue this discussion that we started last week. We looked at questions women avoid asking men. This week, we're going to look at questions men avoid asking women. And we have real couples here with good marriages, and they're going to chime in on, how some of these questions work, why men shy away from it, why, what are the answers to these things that men really want to know. I'm sure none of these questions these wives never heard before, because all the men on this live, we are brave. We're not afraid of nobody. If we have a question to ask, we just ask like real men. Right, guys?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. What's up?
But guys, listen, I really thank you for coming on and for being with us. We appreciate you guys. And we want our guests on YouTube. Feel free to ask questions as well as we dialogue. We appreciated the interaction last week also. You can share the link with a friend that you believe this discussion about questions men avoid asking. And I think it'll be good for couples to watch together and to discuss, see how the thing really go, how it really work, and so all of that. So with that said, when we come and spill the tea, we ask what is in your cup. I never even introduced myself. I'm Kavan Allen.
I'm Keisha Allen.
Yes, and we are the co-owners of House of Clay, a bridal luxury fashion house. And we specialize in wedding gowns and evening dresses. Keisha is an amazing designer. And so you can check us out on Instagram, House of Clay JA, or our website, www.houseofclayjamaica.com, or you can do House of Clay JA on Facebook as well to see our work. If you know somebody getting married and they're interested in owning their wedding dress and having it designed and made, we are the people to talk to. The number one
That's right.
bridal design fashion house in the country.
And we are on a mission to make marriage great again. Hence the whole Spill the Tea platform and real couples just being open and real about marriage and talking about stuff that people don't talk about, especially in church and just with marriages. And so feel free to contact us if you have any questions or anything of the sort.
Definitely. And we also do marriage coaching. And so if you are interested in coaching for premarital or marriage coaching, it's kind of like counseling. We'll tell you more about it. If you're interested in that, you can link us as well. So with that said, we want to kick the show off. You guys good?
Yeah, man.
Yes, we're good.
What a long introduction, man. Like something people.
Oh, God.
Yo, the very long like the River Nile, man. Boy, may I tell you.
I had to hold back. I had to hold back.
Oh.
But listen, guys.
Yeah, man, I'm good to go.
We want to get the show on the road. I'm trying to look which question to be the first question. Let's just go hard off the bat.
Did you talk about what we're drinking?
Oh, we don't know what. Okay,
what's
in our cup? What is in our cup, guys? What's in your cup? What are we drinking today? That's a part of Spill the Tea. What are you drinking? Let's start with
Gatorade.
Gatorade. Sean, your cup is what? Purple.
Yeah, man. Water. Water. Yeah, man. I need to keep very pure tonight.
So why one need energy and the other one need
water as well.
Let me see your cup, Carlos.
Water.
Yeah, you have to show up the cup in the man.
Water is life.
Water is life.
And see what you having water too?
The same, yeah.
Nice. I don't know what it's about water today, but all the men are having water today.
For real?
Having a little headache, so I said maybe drinking some water will help. Let's see if that works. But yeah, since we're going to keep it pure, I'm happy that the women are the one answering the questions. And so everybody's saying, the only thing men think about is sex, 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 sex. So let's just ask the sex question. Women, men sometimes avoid asking you, do you enjoy sex?
So no one answer?
Yeah.
I'd love to know. I think it's two parts. One, for the men's side, do you personally, do you check if your wife is enjoying? Is it something that you ask? Is it something that you check on? Is it something that you want to ask, men, and you don't really know how to ask? I just said that it's obvious. It's so obvious. There's no need to ask. And then from the woman's side, I love you to share, from your side. I mean, your interpretation of the question, and you can answer.
The woman should share first.
From your
The man
perspective.
might go put up the thing and then.
Oh my gosh! Forgive my wife. She said, you hear what she said, Lisha?
No.
Man might put it up and get a flap.
Pretty much. I'm gonna humble myself in my corner until me hear what I go on.
Would you mind repeating the question, please?
So, do you enjoy having sex? No. We're saying.
Is that specifically with you?
Hold on there. No. But no. You know what? I think it's where I leave.
Time out. Time out.
Hold on. I'd like to remind the Allens that this is a marriage show, all right?
There are some people who were somewhat active before marriage.
Sean, man, Sean.
We
I don't think
100%
it's safe to go there.
endorse
Keisha.
sex after marriage, and we have done lives on Instagram where we talk about why we support that principle. We know that not everybody have that experience. I think that's what Keisha was saying, generally. But what I want to know, men, do you avoid asking that question? If so, why? Do you practice to ask your wife, are you enjoying sex? Or is it just obvious? That's one. But Keisha want women to go first.
No, it's fine.
No, that's fine. That's fine. You know what?
No, hold on.
No, man, Keisha.
Last week, we were on the hot seat to answer question, boss. Yo, at the woman them time, they answer the question them. We are talking about.
So I agree. So, women, good night, Vanessa Donkey. Thank you so much for coming on. So, okay, they said this nice already. So, women, do you enjoy having sex? And is it something that you think your husband shy away from asking? Let's do that.
So
Anybody can start. Listen. Your husband, we're not allowed to hold it against our wife.
All right, I'll start.
We ask for honesty, though.
I think I need
Sean?
something stronger than water.
Quick.
Let me take a sip.
No matter what our wives say tonight, we have the rest of our lives to make up and to learn.
I agree.
Where we are today don't have to be where we end. Don't praise the Lord.
Amen.
No pressure. No pressure.
Yeah. So I'll go first. Of course. I mean, definitely, absolutely enjoy having.
Come on.
She don't sound convincing.
Come on, face. Come on, you're glowing.
Tell you what's on my mind. I do enjoy having sex. I just think the fact that men wonder about this. I mean, there are times in women's lives because we go through so much, you know, pregnancy, baby, you lose your sex drive at times, blah, blah, blah. But I don't think it was ever for me. Even when I struggled with that libido thing, it was never about not enjoying the act itself. It was about not feeling in the mood. So it was getting there before or whatever. But once it was happening, it was always good. And so I don't, yeah, it's not, well, I don't know. Maybe there are some women who don't enjoy sex, but for me, absolutely do. But there are times when women have difficulty getting there, and it's not because the man is necessarily doing a horrible job, but our bodies go through a lot and hormones and stuff like that.
You know, I find that so interesting though that you made a differentiation between getting there and actually being there. I think for men, we think it all is one. So if me I rub down your leg and you're going like you don't want to rub, you don't like have sex with me. You don't. You know, so I find that very, very interesting. And I think that is something to really, really note for any man that will end up watching this. I just want to big up Mela Plummer, who says good night and that you love to hear teaching from experienced couples. So I really hope we will help you today, this evening. So guys, go ahead, good answer, Keith.
Well, I can go next. For me, I enjoy sex. So, but just as Keisha said, you know, you have different phases. And so what I can speak for this girl, sex amazing. But there are times when we don't care about that.
Sean, look on Carlos like,
yeah. and for me, I also, my husband he's like, he you know, when you put on a good buckler one and the more time, it just gets better and better, so it makes it even sweeter to look forward to. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, man.
You should have go before them, Sean.
Boy.
Sean, you're not for yourself. Lisha Avio, you're not for yourself.
All right. No worry.
You're not even for
worry at all.
Yeah. So yeah. I do enjoy sex. As Sean said last week, I am the wife that is always leaning to the yes. So I think that was clear from last week. It's not just an act of service for me. It is enjoyable for me as well. And you asked a part two to the question, as in, do we think our husbands take time to check to see if we're enjoying? And I can say mine does take time to check to ensure that I'm having a good time.
Yes.
I'm a good husband.
Yes.
Is that important to you guys?
Of course.
It's very important.
Very.
No, give me a number. Like, give me from
What?
one being one, from 0 being 0 and 10 being the highest. Like, how important
is
sex?
Sean trying to find out what is important, if it's sex or if it is you guys checking if we're enjoying it? Which one you want the number on?
No, as in, how important is sex to a woman? Like from 0 being 0 and 10 being 10.
Wow.
Okay.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Sean, we don't have nothing strong in the house.
No, for real.
I would say for me it's like about an 8.
An 8. All right.
Okay. For me, depending on how I'm feeling, it can fluctuate. So it can either be like an 8.5. But if I'm in a mood, maybe do a 5.5. Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna go with Tia's answer because it does fluctuate at times. I think there are times I am at 12, and then other times, yeah, it's like not
Well,
today.
come on. Now I know how to pray for you. You know? Lord, at 12 in Jesus' name. Every day.
I am consistently.
I don't think he can manage at 12.
No, I am consistently at 10. No, I'll agree. I'm consistently at 10. But there are times when Keisha reached to this point and I'm like, I remember sharing when we were on Instagram about the fact that when we just got married, Keisha had a higher drive than I did. No, when we just get married, you know, you have man, no, you have child. It's like, I mean, Keisha's like, you need to wake me up. I say, man, wake you up, we go to bed. I saw we go. That's how I sleep at this point. She had, and then after our first child, it went in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Completely.
It was at 0.
Yeah.
Oh my
so
God.
till me and say, I feel bad, so I never take the opportunity then I should wake her up. So I can say there are times when she can get more than I am.
Yeah.
I'm always in the mood, always ready, but you're telling me like, brother, you're serious, you know.
Yeah, for us it was before the kids.
Yeah.
Keisha, me think we reached 15. It used to have to run.
Yeah.
It used to have to run. So you know, yeah, man. Before kids, man, 15 straight. I'm gonna just go so. Yeah.
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 Well, I guess us men have to understand, and this is why love is such a more powerful thing than lust.
Yes.
You know, because love for the woman or your woman, even though you are driven to want to enjoy sex, when you love her and you are aware of her needs, and especially after kids, because kids is a game changer.
Yeah.
Definitely.
In that process, when you know we really want it, you know. So that's why love has to be the foundation and not lust, man. Because lust is only about self. Love is about somebody else.
Yeah. And for me,
I remember. Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm saying for me, I can relate to that part too, because during pregnancy, I have zero sex drive. Matter of fact, if him come near me, I can tell you every single food item consumed through the whole day. Like everything annoy me, like
certain smell or scent, you know.
Plus I'm a cesarean mama, so like he has to go a long little stretch after having baby.
Yeah.
I'm looking at him like, oh Lord.
Yeah.
Good thing
Like
is only 2
under this again.
Yeah, man.
That's not, listen, we can have a whole live just about what do you do after your wife gives birth. Such a beautiful.
We should.
That's one episode.
We should, because to be very honest, when you grow up, all you see a woman get pregnant, baby come, you don't really understand early
steps, the process.
The wear and tear emotionally, physically, mentally. And when you actually see your woman, you're like, oh my gosh, man. So it gives you a deeper sense of appreciation and love. You take this seed and belly grow and back pain and can't sleep and sleep on your side. I mean, it's a whole journey. So it was good to have a deeper understanding of the whole process, where you say, you know what, Sean, even though you have that desire, you not kind of baby. You know, in fact, if men could get pregnant, but I start sell condom, because I'm most rich. Because man now get pregnant. I can tell you, man now go through that. So I have to really honor and respect our women, you know, who choose to bear our children.
That's right.
Listen, I'm going to read a comment. I know I was going to ask the men, you know, if they're afraid to ask. Can we just do that like in one sentence? Are you afraid to ask? Do you avoid asking your wife if they enjoy?
No, I don't.
Well, the wife said no.
Do you, Carlos?
No, I don't. No, man, I don't. I'm not.
The wife can feel like we don't, you know, but we can even have to muster up the strength for us, you know?
No, man.
But let me tell you, I'll be honest with you. I will be very, very honest and open. So when I just got married, I used to always ask Keisha, like, yo, you enjoyed? Yo, did you climax? She said, always. Then I saw a girl post something, a friend of mine, you know. I don't even think she ever noticed. I don't, I never told her, but that she may know now if she remember her posting it. She put up a post that says, if you have to ask, I didn't. So from the day I'm gonna ask again.
Let's stop. That's right.
Even beyond sex, I ask her stuff because I know she not leave.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think the fear of someone leaving or being rejected is what make you don't ask.
Yeah.
You know, and that we have already answered that question that we're not leaving. So there's freedom to ask.
Good point.
We have to practice that. And I think not from an ego standpoint. You know, a lot of times men ask from, you know, you did enjoy it, you know, you want that ego boost. But I think we should ask from a heart of, you know, how can I make it more enjoyable for you? I want to make sure if you ask from that angle, you know, it's not about letting you down. It's really about, you know, what did you like? How can I, you know, do more
how can I please you?
And that's a question right there, Kavan. That is a question, that's a tough question. Men are afraid to ask that one.
Yeah.
Men are afraid definitely to ask that one because they're going to feel vulnerable and say, oh, that mean get to know their wife a little better. But men are afraid to ask that. How is it that we can improve, or I can improve then in lovemaking? Men are really afraid to ask that question.
I think because in our culture, our sexuality is like our masculinity. It defines us. So if let's say not strong in this area, then as a man, I'm not a man. So that fear is there, you know. But I think if you have a healthy picture of who you are as a man, you can risk it.
I mean, even though I'm not a man, you know, when I listen to some of the songs that come out, you know, in our cultural context, and some of the songs that I hear them sing about the topic, I'm probably going to dance a little around this because the children are now in the room.
Yes.
But yeah, hear things like, it just sounds like war. Like war here. Like,
I agree. Listen.
And when you finish and at the end you feel good because she paying up for months and for days. Like,
make no sense.
It don't make no sense to me.
All right, pause. Girls, can you please go into your grandparents' room, please? Thank you. Thank you so much. Good job.
That's exactly what we did, Sean.
Grandma's room. Thank you so much.
Let me read this comment while you get them out the room.
I know. Thank you.
Althea Belgrand says, I prefer not to be asked if I enjoyed it because if I'm not in the mood and extremely tired, I don't want to hurt your feelings by saying no. But I am still willing because it's important to you. So thank you for that honest point of view. And I guess there are some women who feel that way, like, I'm only doing it because you want it right now. So
but I think that that is the case. All of us do that at some point. Like right now. I'm doing it because it's important to you.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You declared from the beginning, I'm tired.
By the way, it don't bother me. You're tired.
She also said not to take away from him.
This is called taking one for the team, baby. I love you, man. I love you. And you know what, though? That's when you know that boy, she love you because you know she ain't a vibe, but she don't do her thing. Say thank God, man. Don't complain. Say thank God.
She said it's not to take away from him, honestly. It's just how exhausted I may be at the time.
Yeah.
So I wanted to add
And
that.
we do get so exhausted, especially when children in the mix. My
Listen,
word.
I want to go to the next question, but I just want to say this. The reality is when men are exhausted, that's when they're ready. When women are exhausted, they're like, a man have to be like, me dead I go sleep now. But a man can literally be tired. I'm like, yes. But tired, but just warm wife. It's interesting how it works differently. But since on the topic of enjoying sex and all of that, I want to ask our women, have you ever faked an orgasm?
Not telling no lie.
Come on. Mind your mash up people marriage, my youth. We are on YouTube, we're live. We're live. So this is one thing I think I'm giving you pastoral freedom to tell a lie. Just tell a lie. Let's lie.
John, when this question came up, we were around somebody, and the person was giving out, every woman does that. I mean, like, what do you mean every woman does? Like, Keisha, you do that? And my wife tells me I will find out later. I'm on edge. But this is a no judgment zone.
Exactly.
No judgment zone.
If I pass out, there are enough pastors and deacons and the like revival. So, I am blessed in myself. So I don't know who wants to go first.
I can go first. Yes, I have, because I'm tired. I'm just one done. So, that's not in the tired zone, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah. Because you know them zone that when you're tired and you say proper style. Hey.
Yes.
So for me, I'm not do it. But what I would say is, all right, it's all right. It's all right. You can like, it's not gonna work for me tonight. But what it does, because I'm honest and know that the back of my mind, like him have one next mountain for the carry next time greater.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And when she does, by the way, when you say it, me good still. All right, still. Because you know
like, really? So you're good?
You're good? So me enjoy myself, look good. However I do. I'll be honest, it's not perfect, but me take it.
You take it, though. It's a win.
Yeah, it's a win. By the way, sometimes you win by 6 love, sometimes it's 1 love. Take the win.
Sometimes you pay to get the penalty shootout, right?
Yeah, me all right. However, though, the next time, though, you put in the work. Make sure say, yo, you're proper next time. You know? True story. So we do it.
Yeah. All right. So for me,
to get out of next question.
All right. So I've always been very honest with Kavan. And when I am tired, I think the beauty of being married and learning your partner is that you know certain triggers. Mm-hmm. So I've never felt like I've had to fake it, but I know what to do to just push him over the edge. So that's what I do.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, the way there. Okay. You know how to just move, so.
Yes.
But me and we talking, we talk after and say, babe, you never go good. But you want to make sure you come home, but just say
yeah. I mean, I've said this before. I tell him, I know your triggers, so when I don't want it to go long at a particular time, I just push a button.
Yeah.
You know, though, Sean and Carlos answer this. If you're in a rush, I better you fake it than be dead. We take it. I better she fake it than be dead.
If you're in a rush,
if you're not interested.
because it will take
Yeah.
long.
Yeah, just yeah, take it. Me take it.
No,
It's a win.
there are
It's a win,
times,
Tom. It's a win.
no, there are times when, you know, as a man, you try right now. You try manage it so you can last longer and enjoy the whole life. Just cut it. No.
No
No
managing.
long thing. Boom, boom, boom.
Okay, no, come.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
saying, all right then. Dance, lock off, lockdown, quarantine, boom. Curfew. Go fast and proper.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but the joy is that for us there's no deception. We know say,
Right.
all right, it just go with it. And again, me no mind, cause it's a win. In my mind, it's a win. It's a win.
It's better than nothing, my brother.
Yeah, man, better not, man. Trust me.
I want to ask the next question. Have you ever faked a headache? In other words, like, oh, my head hurt me not tonight, I don't feel good.
I just am tired.
You even fake tiredness? Have you ever, you know?
I fake sleeping.
Fake sleep.
Yeah,
Fake sleep?
My time. My fake
But
sleep.
not
My fake headache. My dust job, brother.
By the
You
way,
know, when you have the frustrating day there, and you have some customer who just so stress you out, and then your husband come and it's like, I'm not today. And then you know what God does? You know what God does? Corinthians 17, amen. You know me now, play, sir. But that's do a now look. I said, Jesus, may I sleep too.
You know what this means, though? Next time, I go feet na the sleeping. When I'm gonna say, you wake up. Don't tell me stay asleep, yo.
No, but I do that sometimes, you know.
She know.
Yes, I do
No,
that
but she
sometimes.
know say when to fake sleep. When to fake sleep, no. She said, okay, Sean, know what? She's tired.
When I always know. When I always
you don't
know.
know nothing. You know what I mean.
No.
You never say Sean.
No.
You don't care
No,
actually.
sometime I care, all right? Sometime makes you go on. At that time, you say, yo, wake up.
Yeah, but like, so this is the fake sleep thing with me, right? So, for a woman, like, I don't know if it's just me or this is for women in general, but you know, for sex to happen, your mind have to be engaged. It's not like a man will just get up and go 0 to 6.
Yeah.
That's what I said. No, 3 o'clock in the morning when me feel
Come on, Lisha.
out of my
Go
sleep.
deeper.
For me, now
Go
go get
deeper,
fully awake. For me,
Yeah.
now go move from 0 to
Yeah.
20 to 4. Me can't bother, brother. So we all feel me little stirring. Me just go like me still asleep, like me door wake up. Me just go like me still
Listen.
asleep.
You say just
Listen.
do the little grunting.
Listen. Sometimes when you see because colors not at the eye sleep light, he not
Yep.
them. And me
Same.
jump on that bed when them. Hear me now? What? We actually for your sleeping one day blind. Sure.
I'm surprised that someone falls for the sleep thing because I sleep very light sometimes.
Because
It's normally hard to wake up.
you know, my father taught me when I was younger that we sometimes think the best in people because we know we would never do such things. You know, and so I am flabbergasted.
Yeah.
I am beyond shocked that my good
Flabbergasted.
was faking sleep at any time. In fact, I don't even believe it. I refuse to.
You know what is upsetting though? You know what is upsetting? We sleep light, and then like you know when all right, so get kick up and ready for that, and then they drop asleep. Are you ready? I'll be like, wait, how I go on?
Really?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Real.
Exactly.
Welcome to marriage, folks. Real story, man.
Barrett, who is on, she said good night to you as well. All right. This question I think was a big question last week. when they ask if we find any other woman attractive. And so we are asking the woman, do you know why my wife drink water when my
I saw it in the camera and I said, Keisha, the cup that's go open there.
No.
It wasn't even connected,
Right,
guys.
guys, you know, stay for me over here. Do you find any other man attractive? Or do you find other men attractive? Keisha not allowed to answer the question. Go ahead, guys.
I wonder why.
I don't know what. I feel like him just have so little faith in me.
No, I'm just. I'm all faith.
I can't go first on that one. So
Please be able to know.
I don't ever understand what the drama is because
I pray, man.
We've had this conversation before. We've had this conversation before, so we don't even know why am I being dramatic.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, so one of the things that I am very real about is that first of all, me and one of them people who believe in this one person for your entire life, whatever. I don't feel like there is this one person soulmate, and apart from that, there is nobody else in the world that will ever be a fit. I believe that people can and will always be attracted to each other, and therefore you have to make sure you manage yourself. Now, for me, I'm not somebody who gets immediately physically attracted to a person. I normally am attracted to you mentally first, and then if you fit the physical, I mean, we only have 2 physical requirements anyway, but I mean, if you fit that bill, then whatever. So over the course of the time that I've known Sean, I've known him for 19 years. Yes, there are other people that I have found attractive. And I remember early in marriage, probably about 3 years or so in, he actually asked this question, which is why I'm gonna say, men, women, if you're not prepared for the answer to questions you're going to ask,
don't ask.
Don't ask if you're not prepared.
So he actually asked me, have you ever been attracted to somebody else since we've been together, since we've been married? And I told him honestly about it. And whatever. He even asked question, I call name, Ray, all of them.
Call name, that one, who? Who we are talking about?
I live by the army motto. The army, the
don't
US
ask,
Army,
don't tell, right?
Yes, there are a little things that say, don't ask, don't tell. That's good. Good.
Yeah, but while saying all of that, I will tell you that I am somebody, you see, from me say, that the first I, in terms of mentally and like me just start put up walls, boundaries, whatever, make sure say you stay over quadrant X while me over quadrant A. Understand what I'm saying? So I protect my husband's space.
Right.
You know what's so sad though? She only like ugly man. That's sad enough. Like so. That's why me get through because but I know can fit her bill. It's not the face boy or the calling.
Because she's attracted to their minds first.
Yeah,
so one of the most brilliant minds. And he's very tall, which is my chief physical requirement.
Yeah.
So
I was going to say, I was going to say it's a tall. I think tall is definitely one. Yes.
Yeah, man. So if you're nice and pretty, me not worried.
Oh,
don't worry.
I say not worry. I said, go through.
Don't worry.
This is real. I appreciate these answers. I hope it is helpful to you guys. We really try to talk about things that you might not hear otherwise, and just to be really real about that. I really love what you said, Alicia, about putting boundaries in place once it looks like you're checking something. Sean is not going to be the only smart man in the world. He won't be the only tall man in the world. He won't be,
real.
that we'll meet. And so it is about commitment and stuff. So I really appreciate that. Keisha still can't answer though. So Tia,
okay, so see, that's what Keisha can't answer.
But
For me, I've seen persons that you know them as you have a list. So you see them be like, the devil is a liar. You not trick me today, no Satan. You not trick me. So you stay on your lane and make me stay on mine, because as Leisha said, I protect my husband's peace and his integrity. I don't believe that nobody's supposed to see motor road and have like them like what make him go and my wife alone for me. No, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna play that game there. So I'm gonna just talk to myself and say, listen, get it together. Yeah. Because it's important for us to understand that we that is a part of our responsibility as well. So even though, to protect the integrity of your relationship and your husband's peace.
Yeah.
Both of you said something about protecting your husband's space. That's just really interesting. You didn't even say to protect my heart, to protect my integrity. Both of you went straight to protect your husband. I find that really
I want to add a comment to that though. From day one of the things that I'm impressed about is that from the first day we met, she was just straight up. She just lay the cards on the table. So there are days would go by and she'll maybe go out there and see somebody and somebody say, Carlos, I want to look today. Must about 3 man get today now.
See, I'm tell him.
3 man put argument to me today. I'm just saying, so she always straight up from day one. So that level of trust has been there. So she just put the cards on the table and say, boy, I am this person, so don't think that. So she's not going to beat her in the bush. She's going to tell us it is.
Yeah.
So she was up to him, and if on a daily basis, she calls, one person called me, get a doctor today, or get a man today, or a taxi man today, or a rasta man today. So there are days when I have an argument every day.
Are he's there?
Sometimes I'm there. I'm not saying I'm just looking and I say, "Come on, go through. Wait,
him tell him for going through. Go through my virgin. Do your best. See me here. Come on.
Listen, a man was hitting on Keisha a couple weeks ago, and Keisha said, "No, I'm married." He said,
I'm happily married with 3 children.
He said, "Me take the whole of them too."
He said, "Me take the 3 children and the man too."
One Rasta man.
One Rasta man solution. Come to you with it. When you're married, you'll be like, I was like, what?
Yep.
Like, sir, nobody with it.
One Rasta man solution. Again.
Him asked me if I had kids. So at the time I didn't have any. He said, "Oh, I put something in your belly."
Yep.
Come on, them lyrics there.
Those are fighting words now.
Them lyrics there. Yo, baby, me I put something in your belly.
Come on.
But yeah, man, honestly, it's key though.
I get one already when I'm pregnant and the man say, yo, run him now. Let me come home with you. I don't understand.
I tell you.
My God.
But I do know though, that one time the ring was a kind of sign that no entrance, but apparently the ring now can be very attractive these days.
Yeah, it come like a one tone caller.
Yeah, the real.
Oh no, you can definitely can.
Yes.
I don't have enough water, but fine.
That's never question.
I'm going to be
very
honest.
He has never asked.
I never thought I needed to ask.
The first lady of House of Clay. What got to?
I just think I am the only attractive.
Come on, Alan. Come on. Silence, sir. Silence, sir.
Don't know what's coming.
The first lady of House of Clay. Come on, the premier designer in Jamaica for wedding dresses, gowns, etc., etc. Marriage, coaching extraordinaire. Keisha Allen, first lady. Have on beside her and drink your water. Let's go.
You can't stop me. You know, I don't know if I'm weird or something. I've always been the type though that was annoyed when men would come to me with certain arguments or whatever. So even when the whole relationship with Kavan and it started through friendship, and I don't allow anybody to get that close to me. I mean, other than our friends and people who are married that we're around. So I can't think of any time that I've seen somebody that go, oh my God, you know, he's so sexy or whatever. But Kavan and I have a thing where we point out people who we think are beautiful or very good looking, but it has never been something that I've had to wonder about some kind of feeling or whatever. I mean, other than Superman.
I was just about to say, like the new Superman. Like,
no, I just love any Superman, like any Superman
so no,
movie.
Keisha, I just realized now why Kavan love Batman so much. We just realized because Kavan's favorite superhero is Batman. And your fault, Keisha. It's your fault. The man despise Superman. And it's your fault.
No, any day see me in a blue tights and a cape, you all know why.
But Superman can't break him foot though. I don't know. I have only been attracted to Kavan since we met. I don't know if I'll have another experience in the future, but yeah.
Why, Keisha, all you safe though.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm too busy or if I don't get out, you know.
Yeah, man.
What I will say is I think I have a little advantage. Keisha doesn't do much out, so she don't. From we have been married, it was working in House of Clay.
Yeah.
Which she deals with mostly women, and that she doesn't. We work from home at the beginning. Once it came out the house, I'm driving. It is to the House of Clay. So she doesn't interact like, you know, like you go to work and you meet people and you talk to people and you.
Yeah, and when I'm in crowds, I don't necessarily make eye contact with a lot of people. So it's not.
So yeah, it is really about the circle of people who she kind of know a long time. And then Keisha is not like me. I want to go there, I want to go here, I want to do this, she likes stay home. So I think even meeting new people is not necessarily even something that happens a lot. So I think it's a little different.
Yeah.
I mean, all that beat, finding somebody that is, you know, more attractive than me is a very hard. You know, but
I agree.
That's right.
Facts.
Yeah, just to stay, come on.
Yeah, just to stay.
That is facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Good answer, though, Keisha. Good answer.
Yeah.
I've never really think about it.
But I learned last week that he has seen women that he finds very attractive.
No, I did not say very. Let's run.
Yeah, man, Keisha, run the talk, Keisha.
I said women who I think are good looking. That's what I said.
Me. Oh.
Which Keisha already knows.
Where you have to turn your head.
Oh.
I'm going to watch the tape again.
What?
Anyway, please be advised that this week is the woman will answer question. We're not going back in the past. We're focusing. Answer question. Let's go. Next question.
I appreciate you, Sean. I appreciate you.
Why? But this time is very rich though. This needs to be discussed broadly to help people understand the dynamics and the different complexities of relationship and how to walk through.
Yes.
Because some do have this Mills and Boone fairy tale, harlequin romance picture of life which don't exist in anything but books and movies and Hallmark. All right. Life is a different thing, and we have to understand how to navigate life with reality. And just to know that our wives put boundaries in place to protect their husband's integrity is a chief lesson. Because the truth is, if you leave yourself careless,
not true.
Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
True. That's true.
I appreciate that, Sean. You know, we're basically at the halfway mark, so I have a few more questions to go through, but this is an interesting question. Women, why don't you initiate sex? Assuming that you do. A lot of men are asking. A lot of men are interested to know.
It's not me ask, okay? Not me ask.
So
Anybody can go?
Yeah.
Okay. I think we kind of brushed on it last week, but again, before I was the initiator, my rundown colors, everything. But then after kids, it just switched. So till even when he was concerned because he was like, babe, what's happening? Because him used to, you know. And I said, all right, I'll come a doctor. Keisha, Carlos came to the doctor. And I said, no, I need to understand what's going on. Samir?
Fix it, doctor, fix it.
Right? So then,
more
you know,
like Jesus.
with having Tori, it was very traumatic. So
Yeah.
that they just mash up that. And I have really had to consult God about it and pray that back and be diligent in trying to work what I'm praying for. It took some work. And I was like, when I finally get the passion and the fire, I say, yes, Jesus. Say, so my dad shop and I testify, I say, listen, there's nothing that God can fix. Because even if you lose your passion and you apply the prayer to it and put in the work, you'd be amazed as you just open up like a flower in no time. You know? So we have to understand that as well. I know that your body change and stuff like that. So for me, it now it's between both of us with the initiation. And as Alicia had said last week, we initiate different sometimes depending on, you know, what one mentally, emotionally, it's different.
Yeah. And I'd say that maybe it is, and maybe the men could answer this. What is initiating to you? Does it mean touching you and starting with physical touches? Because for a woman, stimulation starts mentally. So if I send you a text when you are at work to let you know it's on today, that for me is initiation.
Yes.
If you come home and see me dress up in my pretty little nothings, that for me is initiation, because I'm not wearing that to bed on a regular Tuesday. So like I don't understand if
you probably never wash it.
Come on. That's all let my excuse them get already.
No, it's not an excuse here, God. They're just not. They don't get hints very well.
No, I think I we touched on it last week, and I'm happy that it came up again. The truth is, we think about initiation differently, men and women. And so what you says initiation, we are wondering about, especially when sometimes we get rejected. I'm not saying it is bad rejection, but it still plays on our mind, you know? So you want to kind of be clear before you make a move. So recently Keisha gave me this look. May I ask her, she all right, you know?
The look wasn't even the start because a lot happened before the look.
Me no know.
And he
ask her, is she all right? You know, me ask her, is she all right the whole time?
And I said,
and then she said, yes, she all right. I said, oh, you look so. Then weird down in me long after, you know, Keisha said to me, you can't take her in. I said, well, that me.
I'm not taking him properly. I'm not do it good.
Let me just be simple.
It was so clear that I couldn't believe. I'm like, could you have forgotten in the space of 20 minutes? Like what was done earlier? It was like, bossy, the hint could not have been clearer. So, man, wonder why isn't he making a move?
If you want, we're sure, just grab it.
But I
sure.
did.
In the moment.
No, but come on.
I already did that, but because at the moment, nothing couldn't go on past children and other things.
So you have to tape it. You have to tape it.
It's not gonna make him move. Nothing.
Yeah.
There's more to the story that meets the eye. I can't elaborate, but I'll tell you, I did not know that's what that meant because there's more to the story. So I defend myself.
Okay, Keisha, please make that move again so you have a reference point this time that this move equal this.
But say Miles Monroe did have a little thing on YouTube where he talk about that exact same thing here. So they have to reinvent the wheel. what he said he used to solve the problem between him and his wife. He buy her a blue bulb. And
Yes, I remember that. I remember that.
In the lamp on the nightstand. So any night him reach home and see the light on and the blue bulb in there, him know.
Yeah.
Not have no guessing for guess, him know.
Yeah.
But suppose you know they're warm.
But even like say, as you say, Alicia, you know, you have the Tuesday night and you have on something sexy. But if you not have on nothing, and you just lay down.
Exactly. Come on, man. We can't interpret nothing. Nothing. Jeez.
Is that true? Baby, you and then you take long for beer, that's just
This bearding thing seems like a serious thing.
It is a serious thing.
Is that serious?
Like,
You take long for beer,
I'm
that's
ready.
just
I'm in
never
the
sleep.
Here, go shower. What?
No, but that makes it all better. The fresher, the better.
Thank you very much.
And we're not doing this again this week. You know, we're not doing this.
I move to the next question. Come and stress out.
No, I'm not question.
Oh, go.
Yeah, I think for me, when we just got married, I think I initiated a lot. I didn't initiate all the time, but as I say, at times I was the 12 most of the times when he was. Huh? Okay, when he was a 10. So I think now though, like after going through missing libido to coming back now into a place where you're finding it again. I don't know, I'll initiate sometimes, but I guess I don't want to go all out because sometimes when I do the all out, be the aggressor, chaser.
Yeah.
Like I second guess myself if he doesn't respond in a way that I thought he would, though he always will respond in a positive way. But you know, as women, we think about things differently. So
yes,
that's why I tend to not go all out with initiating because I don't want to feel that way. So I prefer when he goes all out.
To add to that, Keisha, you are right. There are lots of wives that are going through that now. They initiate and then their husband's just like, not tonight, or them tired.
Yeah.
It's happening. It's happening a lot.
But sometimes it's not even a not tonight or I'm tired. Sometimes it's not as I don't know, like
the excitement where I expect you now get
they are ready, they respond a certain way and there's I don't know. I guess when you're the one thinking about it, you think about how it should go and you
in your mind, and the expectation.
And it just doesn't go that way. While for them just need to know say it happen and them good.
Yeah.
For us, if we go all out to initiate and it's not what we envision, it just don't feel
the same. Yeah, right. It don't feel like
Well, imagine the countless men around the world who are husbands. Who have that death-like fear of being told no, and therefore, when you make a hint, in kind of like, is it not, and if I'm not sure, his own fragile ego will just say, you know what, make it pass, you know, and the fear things are real. Like for me, I believe that this is my conviction. As a husband going home to my wife and a man going to a club, as a husband going home to my wife, I must be more certain and sure of sex than a man going to a club to meet a stranger.
Not true.
If a man going to the club is confident more than the husband, something is wrong. No, all things being equal, I'm not saying you must say, boy, baby, I'm ready, come in. No, but if you're cultivating a relationship, it mustn't try worry, boy, no.
I've heard some...
And a normal day, every day, no, that's unhealthy.
I've heard some real horror stories though, like like couples who have not had sex in 6, 7, 8 months. Like, I not understand. I don't understand how that work because, like, I can tell based on how sharp Sean's tone is. Like, all right, let's go. We need to solve this problem. You can't live with him beyond a certain period. So who are these women who are living with these men
I don't know.
who haven't had sex in 7 months?
Family.
How that works?
But that's not.
But even ministry are important things. This after 2 weeks.
No, but it's true. Men transform when they feel deprived. No matter how gentle your man is, if him feel like him sex deprived, him gonna be a different man. And so I guess that's why a lot of people arguing so much, because it's very important to men. They need it. So that's a note to women.
Yeah, man. I was gonna say, based, I've heard so many stories. I didn't what Alicia just said or whatever that. A lot of couples have even caused even divorce, even in the kingdom, you know. It's a real issue, you know. It is causing problems in relationship even now as you speak. But I don't know, maybe that need a different type of discussion in terms of because a lot of wives are really how must I put it?
But Carlos, I want to know.
I just lock shop.
If you don't want to have sex, why get married?
Well, for me, what I've heard from dealing with the women, they say things change and it's not the same, so they don't feel to give that because things are not right emotionally, or, with the money and stuff. And I keep saying to them, that's not right, and so sometimes them says to me, oh, because you're Christian and you have kind of say, and I was like, no, it's a principle thing. If you don't work it the way it's supposed to be, and even if you're upset with your husband and you do what you're supposed to do and encourage and affirm him, things are going to change. But if you're going to stay on the outside and I say, you not do this, some not do that, it's just going to get worse. And that is what is happening. And it's so sad.
Yeah.
It's very rough.
That one is a whole nother discussion.
There's so many for me though, and this is my opinion. I think many people, females in particular, are in love with the idea of marriage. Not marriage itself.
The idea.
And the two are like miles apart. And when the reality of what marriage is, when it don't match the idea, then just step back. So
but selfishness and marriage doesn't work.
These talks ought to be in every church, in every building, 24/7. Okay, this is a real life.
Yes, selfishness and marriage doesn't work. And I think most of us go by how we feel and what we want. And I think if each person started thinking about what does my spouse want and the spouse is thinking the same, then we'll be covered at all points and every time. And I think the problem is most times people not willing to go the extra mile for the other person. It's about how I feel, what I want, what I need in the moment. If I was to follow how I felt after my first child, we wouldn't have sex.
No, exactly.
For years. It lasted years.
Like one of the things that I said to a lot of the women that does come to the shop, I say, when I listen to you, it doesn't sound like you are in a union. It sounds like both of you are still functioning like on a single. So that is going to create a problem. So it's always about me, him. I'm gonna say, what about us? How does the us come in play? How do you protect that?
Right.
So and they're looking at me like, see where you're about.
One thing I have also learned. You cannot live life by feelings.
Cannot.
Feelings cannot be trusted. In fact, you cannot trust somebody who lives by their feelings because they are a different person every single day.
True.
You never know what you're going to get. So for me, I don't always feel like serve my wife or love my wife, but I did not make a commitment to her based on feelings.
Right.
And the truth is, you know, on the wedding day, you have pastor or bishop, nice dress, a nice gown, made by House of Clay, of course, you know, in the suit, nice atmosphere. And you say yes then. It's easy.
Yeah.
But it has to be followed by other yeses.
Yeah. Every
When
day.
the days
Every
aren't as
minute of the day.
convenient. You know, so that is an initial yes to be followed by subsequent yeses in a more hostile environment when you have life and work and quarantine and lockdown and bills and sickness and them things where life is lived, you know. And in this age of social media and Instagram and picture and filter, you have an illusion.
True.
She would know. But to live with her and to do life with her is a different thing.
And so,
and my wife, I tell her all the while, baby, I can see somebody now and admire them, but I don't want to do life with them.
Yeah.
I want to life with you.
True.
And that is where the love that just comes out in a deeper way, where I want to figure out life problems with you. I mean, we went through a season hard financially. We had to make some tough choices, but with her is when life really comes alive. I remember a season where we were carless and we had to take bus, right? And we had to take bus, and she's like, Sean, you know, when we were younger, didn't have a car, it was so nice. I said, no, you're nice, I want to drive, I want my car, I want my own car. But she is there reminiscing about a time we had no car. You know, we get married, we had no stove. We only had a sandwich maker. We have sandwich Monday, we have sandwich Tuesday, we have sandwich Wednesday. And it was such a very great time when the stove come, we all forget about stove.
Exactly.
People need to know how to do life with people in real life and enjoy it. That even the ritual, boring things take on value because of who you are with, man.
Yeah.
And I just want to say though that I'm listening to you guys, and this is good for marriages that are about to start or for marriages that are in a healthy place that will go through the rocky experiences. But I don't want to not acknowledge that there are some marriages that are out there that are in some deep situations, some troubling situations. And I don't like, I feel for a woman who is listening to this in a situation where, you know, the marriage, they look away, feel away. It is not a situation that is an easy problem or a seasonal problem like what we may experience from time to time. And listening to us say, don't withhold your body. And that's what I'm saying. I want to acknowledge that there are those tough situations that are in there. Nobody is saying nobody is entitled
to your
body if something is not, and we're acknowledging that we not work off our feelings, but what I'm saying is not everybody whose situation looks like ours.
Ours. Not only saying stay in a place where you are abused or violated. No. Of course, there are certain things where you have to act in your best interest. If your life is being threatened, find somewhere else to go. And the truth is, and I said this even as a pastor, that there are times when it just won't work. Because marriages need two people who are mature enough and who are committed to do what it takes to have a healthy marriage. We say in Jamaica, one hand can't clap. Bird no fly on one wing. And it's true. And so as we share these principles, we want to acknowledge that there are some tough things out there. However, though, we still believe in the grace of God to redeem individuals first and potentially marriages.
Yes.
Powerful moment. I really appreciate all of the discussion on this one. I think it was very important. We're doing well. We have a little more time left. I think this one is a big one. I think we kind of touch on it a little bit in terms of the feelings things, but is it easy, women, to submit? I think that's an explosive question.
Wow.
We talk about what submission mean, we have to submit to, and why woman must submit and man must submit to all kind of things. But I just want to know, is that a question that men want to know, if you only are do it because you try to be nice, or is it that you like this submitting?
And what I also twin it with it, is it easy to submit, and what is the basis of your submission?
Yeah.
Like what would motivate you, or what would lead you to choose to submit?
Okay, so for me, in the beginning, it wasn't, because I saw my mother go through some stuff, and I had made some decisions that I would not follow, to be, like a walkover, because at that point in time, that's how I felt. She just make everybody beat her up, and it was just not working. However, when I got saved and went to Bible school, and the topic was authority and submission, listen to me, man. Listen to me. I go home, I feel I'm in a 2nd grade, I'm in a principal office, because God says you need to repent and apologize for everything that you are going. But independence, no. It was so hard, and it was I felt like my throat, like I had a frog in my throat, and I couldn't talk. And when I was apologizing to Carlos, he didn't know what I was apologizing for. And it's like over time working it and trusting God. No, I'm just like, okay, babe, whatever you say. Before it couldn't, So for me, it was hard at first, but we'll work it out, and still working on it. Because some things they be like, where you talk about? I'm like, and then it's like, me just like, all right, T, get it together. Your husband is the head, so let's listen. And then, you look at the pros and cons and say, okay. So for me, I like to, work it out and talk to Jesus to make him catch me before I reach on the cliff and say, yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
But it was rough in the beginning, but yeah.
For me, it has always been a difficult thing, not just submission in terms of a marital context, but I grew up in a strong matriarchal home because my father died when I was very, very young. And so I've seen my mother do it alone, in terms of like a family unit. It's not alone really, but I grew up fighting for things and having to be responsible and being adult at a young age to make sure that life work out the way we want it to work.
Yeah.
And so when you talk about now coming into a marital context, having not seen a marriage when I grew up, and all of them submitting, it was not easy. But I'll tell you 2 things that made it easier for me. Number one, I think between Sean and my early experiences, God started to show me things that made me know that God was trustworthy. And if I did it his way, that him would make things come in alignment. And one example of that was that he was in a different church, like a different church, we call it denomination and culture than I am accustomed to. When I got saved at Feltab, and I could not get Sean to visit Feltab. He would not. When I asked him to come visit my church, he would say, why? My church keep on Sunday and it functions quite well. Why would I come to your church? That was his response. I could not get him to come to my church. And God worked it out so that he had to come and present, because Pastor Miller asked him to present something for Cricket World Cup one Sunday. And from him come that Sunday, him don't stop come. So God showed me that even though I could not get him to come, he could get him to come. And some may say, all right, so all of the things that were concerned me in terms of submission, we can lay it off on God. And the other thing that made it easier is that knowing who he is and the amount of trust that I developed in him, it made submission easy, because even when I don't understand or even when I don't agree, it is always with the knowledge that I can trust his commitment to me. I can trust his commitment to this family. I can trust his commitment to our future. So even when I think the decision we I'm about to make is very, very wrong, I know he's doing it from a good place. And then I have the trust factor in the back of my head that God going to catch this. You know, if I say nothing, girl, God will catch it. And so it makes it easier.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead and I read the comments. It's fine.
Yes. You know, I grew up, I got saved early and always heard about submission to authority. And I remember when I went to Bible school to Pastor Al was a teacher on submission and authority, and like him going and like his thoughts on submission and authority were like so like way out there. I didn't really have a difficulty with it in terms of the teaching and stuff, but then after being married, I think one of the things that I acknowledge is that I mean, people would say locked out. I married a man, like I married a very confident man, but he's not egotistic in a way that it is hard for me to submit to him, because he's not trying to have his own way or prove that he's the man or him wear the pants or whatever. But I think over the years, after talking to other couples and realizing that why some people have it hard, and I think a lot of times we have this one-sided conversation about what the scripture says, and we don't put any responsibility on the man. And where is the man in loving his wife as Christ loves the church? And so I don't find it hard to submit, but I will definitely acknowledge that the man I married made it easy for me to do that. The other thing.
I'm sure all it to you. I'm sure all it.
No cry, come on, no cry, no cry.
The other thing for me though, because with and just our relationship, we have this level of trust and a level of, we tend to be on one page. But women have this intuition thing. I mean, know Tio and Leisha can relate to it. And I heard Leisha said briefly about, you know, when he's about to make a decision that you know it's going to go horribly wrong. And I think a lot of times, because of how strongly we feel things and we know things, it's hard for us to hold back in those moments. But I think one of the things that helps, I mean, two things helps me. One is there's always this still small voice and this peace, like God just said, easy now, I have it, like no worry about it. And so it's a level of trust for him that he won't make a decision to deliberately put us in a place or to make me upset or to make me feel bad or anything that is at a disadvantage to me. And so I have to trust God in those moments to catch him where he might fall. And most of the times, him figure it out before him actually do something stupid. So I think so there are two sides to it. In the moments where your intuition really just in your face, you have to find that strength to pull back, because I can be strong sometimes when I know something. So I think that's it.
Yeah. That's so true.
For me, the truth is we can go on. I think this is such a wide and broad topic. As I know, I mean, Jamelia said we can start by confronting the idea that submission means confronting the idea that submission means to be less than. After that, it can become easy. So a lot of people who they define submission is the problem. That it means that you're inferior, you don't have a say. Anything the man say go, you don't, question. And that's not the intention of the Bible.
Confuse it for obedience and my submission
for control,
to you,
submission for control.
And obedience too, because submission doesn't mean obedience.
And the Bible did say submit yourself one to another, and also said that you should love the wife as Christ loved the church. So there's a vast thing to it. I might not be able to get into that now. I want to thank you all who have been listening so far and commenting. I just want to read two other comments. Olympia Crawford said, people really need to see what godly marriages are. I love this. And we love you, Olympia. Thank you so much. Althea Belgrand also said, we want to feel wanted. So we like to be chased by our men. We will initiate sometimes, but not aggressively. Run me down like Tarzan.
Come true, girl, come true.
So that is great. All right, we're coming down at 1, 2, 3. We have 4 more questions. I want to ask all of them. So let's just run through them quickly. Is it okay for a man to ask a woman about her body count?
Hey!
Is it okay?
Oh my God.
We're not asking you your body count because we don't know if it's okay. So is it okay? Is that an okay question? Because I had people, that was something that came up when we were kind of asking men, what are some of the questions that they have?
Oh God, we got some very controversial questions. Some of them we couldn't.
Yeah.
Like possibly.
But they did ask, you want to know our body count, you really want to be offensive, But is that something that a man should ask a woman? Is that an okay question to ask a woman?
All right,
I don't even know. Yeah, go Keisha, go.
I'll go first. I think if you are intending to be in a relationship with somebody and you're serious about it, I think you have the right to know and the other person has the right to know. It's not something that men should go around asking women randomly, but if you are in a relationship with somebody or you are considering a serious lifelong whatever, I don't think it should be an offensive question. But if you're going to ask the question, you need to be honest and fess up too. Hello.
Okay.
I think it's a fair question for a relationship.
You're muted, Peter.
No, I was telling Sean that this is the body count question.
Body count, which one?
Like, if it should a man be able to ask everyone what is our body count?
But I was about to ask this question, but not for the females here. Just saying that I think I would not advise a man to ask this question because any answer is a bad answer.
Any answer except 0.
I don't anticipate him hearing an answer that him going to like. So
really?
No.
You mean from a Christian context or in general? I mean, I know
no. Any man context.
The most men, if you're with a woman who is not experienced at all, you probably don't even need to ask questions. You probably know already, I am a bird.
Surprised.
Yeah, no man, but I mean by a certain point, you kind of have a good sense. If you're asking, it's because you say, we know your experience, but may I try to gauge your extent. You understand?
All right.
Understand.
And by the way, we'll not get into the female or male bias or how men or women are perceived. Okay. By the way, life is not fair. Life is not fair. Get over it. Life is not fair. It won't change the way how men think. If the man asks her, and she's like 15.
No, but you said there's no right answer. So if she said 1 or 2, that's a bad answer too.
One or two you can work with. Because
What about 5?
Underscore his
There is
point.
5, 10, 15 more.
To underscore his point.
One of them ever know them.
Why?
Did I meet
I have
them?
never
And I
asked this
run
question.
into them on the street.
I'm confused.
To
Lisa,
underscore his
answer
point. He has never asked that question.
No, I don't want to know the answer to this question. It is irrelevant.
And this is the thing too. So you see, like for me, I am willing to discuss. But maybe I am willing to discuss because I can. For another woman who don't want to talk about the 20, that might be a tricky problem. But like here's my question though. Why would a man ask, what is your body count? Like, is your body count tied to your value? Like, me not understand.
The man want to know, say, when he walk on the road,
Yeah,
a few man can talk. A few man can talk. You know?
But I don't I don't understand
if I'm going to walk on the road, I say, no, sir, no.
Is that the same for the woman, that when you walk into a room, and you see 25
Come on now, girl, come on.
That you can come
anyway,
and go.
Life is not fair.
Yeah, and some men are married and still leveling up their body count. Some men are understand.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me explain to you something our.
Yes,
yes,
the
men.
Man walk in our room and
I would readily acknowledge that I believe, based on principle of God's word, it is best for both male and female to keep themselves until that night. That's a given. No.
That night.
Do many people get there? Probably not. But at least some try. Men and women are different. We are wired differently. And I tell you this. If to how men are fragile at times and how we process, it is harder for us to get over things than women based on how we are wired. No, I would not say it's okay for a man to have 15 girls, right? And then get vexed if a girl have 2. No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying though, it does play with a man's psyche mentally when he sees that the body count high. It bothers him. And I'm saying to you that wisdom
so
would
why
say...
bother him when he level up in body count while he married?
No, I will not sanction that.
I know you don't sanction that, but most of the men who are that petty are the ones still having warm bodies in rooms that their wives walk into with them.
Wow, no.
That's true. That's true, though.
What I will say is I just believe all marriage should be very open and honest. You know, I don't think it should be a deal breaker. I don't think so. I think if you are interested in somebody, but I don't.
So you would think the ordinary man can handle a high body count?
But I would say culture
to know the person and the
getting into marriage. I don't know where culture reach yet. I know people, and where the man name again? If them say 6 man go there, guess who makes 7? You know, there's some shifting. There's some shifting mindset in culture now. Where
but the thing is,
not, but when it goes to marriage though,
do men generally wife up and hold in high esteem those same women?
No, that's what I'm saying. When it comes to marriage though, I think it's different. But I would say though, no matter what, you still want somebody who values and love you, no matter what your body count is, and can appreciate the journey. You know, both male and female. Because the worst thing you want is to say, oh, only 3 people. only two, nobody, I'm a virgin. And then, you know, the person put up something on his status and say, hold on there, you know, Jody, yo, I see him, Jody, why you pick up, you know, yo, I remember the girl, you know, release it, you know, and you're like, are you serious? You know, so I think just from the standpoint of honesty, that should be thing there. And
it's
think
important to the couple.
But Cavando, what would you tell a woman when, let's say, and by the way, this is a no judgment zone, and we do not judge people based on their behavior. That's my hard posture and also hers. But how would you advise a woman who have a reasonably high body count and she knows the man before her will have an issue with it, and she really check for him as a nice guy, but that figure would have bothered him? Like, what does she do?
If him ask her, she have to tell the truth. I mean, unless it.
Listen,
I don't know. Is it that it won't ever come up in life? Because if it's a very high body count,
I think you say something before marriage. I think you say you share. The reason I say I think you should share is because I can see a man feeling deceived if it comes up after marriage.
Yeah.
You understand? And then to how life is and how the world's smart.
Yeah.
You don't want somebody else to tell your story for you. You don't want somebody telling your story for you because it might sound worse. And then when you never tell me before, it you know. So I would say if it is going towards marriage and you say we're going to get married, why? And you know that even before the proposal sometimes. You know that. You know when we are planning to build a life together, you can ask the man and you can share. I was talking to somebody recently and they were telling me they once dated somebody who said a man though, his body count was 40s, 50s, you know, and you know, so I think women need to know too. Cause me here as a woman, me go say, all right, you need to show me the AIDS test, the syphilis test, the gonorrhea test.
Tell me a 0. Like if you tell me say a 0, I still want to see the test.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you tell me say in a 40s, 50s, I want to see 3 times. So I make sure.
And I must point out here though, and the audience may not be one who understands certain spiritual truth, is that the more we expose ourselves sexually, is the more we expose ourselves to different levels of spiritual oppression and bondage and a host of things that we then take into a marriage when we have just torment and we are not sexually whole to be faithful to one partner. And there are a host of issues that come up when you are sexually active outside of marriage. But I would recommend you to call Kavan and Keisha for marriage coaching, especially to navigate
we won't ask your body count in marriage.
these sensitive things.
We go by Dexter Dobbs, Creed.
Yeah.
I'm joking. There's a comment here that says Sean is right. Any answer to body count question is a wrong answer, if not 0. My husband dislikes a guy I kissed once prior to us dating. Yeah, man carry them feelings there, no? I'm being
honest, men carry those feelings.
But me to 2020, never knew you before. You tell me say they date one guy and engaged at 2017, but don't like him. That's how some men are. And so it's just really tricky. But as I say, you don't want to start a relationship or have a marriage built on a foundation that is shaky. I think you need to just stay because it will be important that the man knows. Yeah. I want to squeeze this.
You think they just say it or just answer the question if it comes up?
I think if you're getting married and it never came up, I think you should say. I think you should ask. It's a good way. Just ask, like, how much people have you slept? And when you get married, how much people?
No, just say over 10.
About 10.
I mean,
over 10.
If it's 30, if it's like 15, say over 5.
Over.
So you have to know the key words.
Oh, by the way, no. Oh, also, if it is somebody who the person know,
No, that I think.
tell them to.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Tell them
This is
to.
what I would say.
Yeah.
Like, I really don't get this body count argument. I take Sean's point about, you know, the spiritual things that can carry on all of this. I feel like if something is important to the two parties, then all discussion should be on the table. But I feel like if body count is not a significant thing to you, then proceed. But I do believe, though, that if you realize when two circles are being merged, that there was some cross-pollination, that you should not let the other party find that out.
Yes.
Just
please.
like that. Come on. That tea, the have to spill early.
Early. Can you imagine?
But sometimes you don't know when cross-pollination.
Come on. Let's say in a parallel universe, Miss David Keisha, and then you come to boy Sean, and find a girl, and I love her, and I love her, I see. I say me and she there, no bossy. How you feel? You feel hurted.
In my high school days, that reached me already. When I like to you, them high school days.
Yeah, man, that's your high school life. That's what.
You know that one day, no?
You know that one day. I want that art.
No, man. So, on a real note, be open and honest. Certain things are best when you tell the story. Don't make anybody else tell your story, man. You be open and upfront.
For me,
I make a decision based on accurate information.
Yep.
For me, I agree with Alicia. I don't see the big deal about it, but at the end of the day, it's important to be honest. And so you just have to try if I will leave for over 15, then you have to do like do something, some good gesture.
Do grouping.
You know?
The steps.
A good gesture, Yeah.
I know, well, as a pastor, I meet different people, and I've met people who fall in love with prostitutes. And
that was going to go there.
And actually willing to marry them. I'm like, yo, God's love strong enough. Because
they knew their mind before they knew about their body count.
Yeah,
no.
As Tia said, all things are possible with God. All things are possible.
It is possible that it is possible that a man can fall in love with an experienced woman. I think the problem is if after you're married, I hear say, boy, she used for about 4 years, she used to sell, I think that is the problem. I think she used to work at a brothel. I think that might be shocking. But if you meet this young lady, if you meet her at the brothel or you you just know, I should tell you, I used to work at a brothel, but at my life is turned around because of XYZ. It's a lot easier for you to come to grips and handle the situation before you. So I just think honesty is good in that regard because men, these things do frighten men. I'm just being honest with you. These things do make men feel belittled and
for me, I always wonder this. All right, say the body count, but at the end of the day, when she is finito with you, you don't know that there was a body count before. Oh, things are perfect. Snatched. That work.
Well,
that work.
We thank the Lord about the anatomy of the body.
Exactly.
But I don't think it was so much how it feels. I think it is more an emotional pride, ego.
Pride, I don't know, emotion, nothing. It's pride.
Ego.
It's pride.
You don't want to be surprised. You don't want to be surprised.
Every man. People pray for. Okay, don't take the wrong way. But a man want to drive a brand new car than a rental.
But it not gonna be a rental for years. If you're gonna marry the girl, it can't be a rental.
Alright, if I want a car with 0 miles, then I car with 200,000 miles.
I like, because we buy new cars all the time.
Because that we can afford.
Him one press the gas, him one draw the brakes, and I just say go. I just old man thing.
Yeah, but can we just acknowledge
It's pride. It's pride.
Underneath that knowledge.
Okay, it's pride. It's pride. It's pride. It's pride. No, wait, it's pride. It's pride.
Yeah.
It's pride.
Something was in my head to say on the matter, you know, but it split me. But no, I just think even a woman finding out that your husband slept with a large number of women and you never know, married 5-6 years, and you find that them sleep with
as long as we not find out say I do it now
25 people.
Then you better
yeah,
with one
this is what I wanted to say. That honesty is so important. So find somebody who you're comfortable being honest with. When you find that person that you are willing to say, I slept with X, it don't really matter to you what that number is. I think that is a key that you have found the one. So I think that is helpful. Listen, I don't want to finish all the time and not ask. Oh, go ahead, Carlos.
In all of that being said, you know, the truth is men can't handle the truth very well, you know.
Obviously.
I think that's what to say. Men can't handle the truth.
Any number is a bad number. You know, hear me? We can't handle the truth.
The truth. You can't handle the truth.
Hey, you know, when Kenneth and I were dating, he let me know say, yeah, you know, me have a girl on every avenue. So see me all upon him. You know, really? All me want know say, me not see them, they not call. Boom.
Don't.
Yeah.
You mean you did have a girl on every avenue? Right.
This one, for me, what we're gonna do now? Wait, hear what you said, but what we're gonna do now? Come in and I pass, man. No.
Listen, I have to read these comments before we go to the next question because I'm finding these comments interesting. It's important to discuss it. Don't like the term body count. I must admit that at first I did not know what you were talking about.
That's okay. Young people.
Well, by the way,
trying to stay young.
Our kids were in the room, so I love the term body count. So it was very perfect.
Naomi Ballista, good to have you on, Naomi. She says, if your body count is high, share and make sure to add to the end of the sentence, I was stupid and immature, but that was my past. I'm a better person now.
I love it. I am on for that.
Listen, I have to ask the next question because time is running and I really need to know, and I think the men out there want to know as well. Does size matter? And we have 2 other questions to close off with. Does
Keisha?
Williams give them my oh quick.
No, sorry, we were.
Come on, I'm playing. I figured.
Yeah, man. Yes,
does it matter? Does size matter?
Of course. Yes.
Amen.
Yes.
Simple answer.
That's why I have one requirement: tall men. It's scientific. It's scientific. I can prove it, man.
Come on. How tall are you? Yo, by the way, Alex, we want this part edit and post on every platform. We have IG, everything. Please tag me. Oh my gosh.
I love that one. I need my producers are listening and that they hear that request.
Oh gosh.
I think it's important. It's very important. It makes all things better when you know. When you have what you want. In Jesus' name.
Better to have too much.
Listen,
Better to have too much.
when Theo big up Carlos and him give a smile. Carlos have this little smile like yeah,
Good smile.
yeah. Let them know.
Wow.
Well, I
Daddy,
must say,
you are just put some men under some serious pressure now, man. Under some serious pressure. No, for real. Because I think the reason why men are preoccupied with size is because women are preoccupied with size.
Mm-hmm.
Pressure is real.
Yeah,
Anyway, your turn.
This question came up on a what was it, an after dark one time, and it was like I was debating with people and I don't think it should matter. The truth is I can't complain. I have no complaints
I'm
whatsoever.
going to the Carlos look now.
I have no complaint. But I don't. I mean, I guess I can't speak for other women. I guess it's a matter of preference.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so.
Yeah, but I can't answer the question in terms of does size matter in a matter of fact way, because I don't have any complaints and I don't have much to compare.
Thankfully.
So
body cover, that mean Keisha body count good. You know, ask him if he don't feel good. Him feel good. Him feel good.
I don't want any man feel any way and brush up the body life. So let's just leave it.
All right.
This comment came in. Size does not matter. It's how you work.
That's what I was saying.
With that said,
in the after dark thing,
with that said, good size is good. The size does not matter. It's how you work it. With that says good size is
That's
good.
what I would think.
Is it a male?
Who never have a small size.
I think I don't have the authority to speak on how you work it or what will work or not. But that's what I would have thought. But you know, the people
just make a quick comment and run on. Just make a comment and run on. I literally watched somebody ask this question, I think last week as well, just ended up on this thing on Facebook. I don't even know the people, and they were asking this question, and multiple women say, big size is better, or they say acceptable size. Some say acceptable. But if it little and you're nice and I love you, you just can't find other things to do. If you make it up in other ways.
Wow. But the other ways don't make up though. Sorry. Anyway.
I'll leave it at that for now. And ask my next question. This is we just have two more questions left, guys. This is a good one. Do you discuss your sex life with your friends? Questions men avoid asking women. Do you discuss your sex life with your friends? Question.
How would that come up? Like,
because the man them
want to picture all the conversation in our
work. If you talk about,
well, you know, you said my husband tall. My husband tall.
No, sir. No, sir. No such conversations are taking place anywhere. Except on Spill the Tea.
Right.
Well, you are with friends.
Live and exclusive. Get it right here. Awesome.
I think, well, it's a woman question, so I'm not jumping. Keisha, you can go.
For me, I don't discuss explicitly stuff. I guess I don't know, like things are probably insinuated, but I don't go out of my way to discuss stuff. Like you may have a conversation or you might be giving advice or whatever.
Yeah, from that perspective.
It's not we go to the hairdresser and just start talk about what happened last night type of thing. Not like that.
Nicola Barrett, I'm not sure I understand what you are saying. Once at least one condom too small, you good. Not sure I understand. Sounds interesting though. So if you can,
okay. She's saying that if you tried a condom and it's too small, that means say you're good. If at least one time you buck up on a condom with it too tight, that means say you're good.
Okay.
She's talking about the size.
Okay.
Okay.
I know way more experience than me. I'm not versed with that much either, so I don't know.
No comment.
Theo,
I know what you're thinking.
Theo.
You know, but to me, I don't know. Do folks do like sit down and talk about sex?
If women talk about sex?
Yes.
Yeah, like
yes,
like
I mean, but
not like
Theo,
men.
Theo is owns a nail salon, so
yeah.
I guess
Yeah, I want to know what going on in the salon, Theo, for true.
I think she
Come
and
true,
so I'm answering, and I'm saying, okay, so for us, you do have the conversation depending on it, but it would have come from something. It's like, you're talking about, asking them how their husband and what's happening, and how are you feeling. Yeah, so that's how those conversations will come up. What we try to do at the shop is like, we would have like some Fridays, we will just sit down and talk and ask how we can be better wives. Like the areas so some of the stuff that will come out. You have to find a way to encourage to, move past that and work it out. So it just depends on the environment and what the discussion is from my end.
I just
sometimes
run a lot of jokes or insinuate things. I don't think men sit down and unless something bad happen and I look some counsel or some advice, but I don't think men tend to sit down and play by play and
not about them wife, but
not about them one.
Not but exactly like said them not do it before, right?
Yeah, not about them.
For me, because I'm often in a church circle, I just talk about sex so people can start feel uncomfortable for fun.
Yeah, but you don't talk about your sexual experience.
No, you say, busy last night. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right, we have one last question because we are after 10, but we thank you guys who are on and just stay with us. Amazing. We love you. The last question: what are your thoughts on prenup? Women, what are your thoughts?
Prenup?
Yeah, the men said a question that they want to ask. What the men actually said?
Sign the prenup. Sign the prenup.
All right, so what are your questions men avoid? They want to know them more.
Equals no.
Expression is everything.
Prenup for me equals no.
No.
I agree.
No.
What Nisha said? I didn't hear.
Equals no. I'm not saying that. Like if you already have to find a way for weasel out with all the way you're carrying the marriage, they want to marry, so you can't stay over there. So me stay over here. So no, thank you.
I said this, and I agree with you, because I'm going to make a statement. I follow it, but I was discussion. I just make a quick and it's somebody, a group of men, and the person, like he has to take time with him, and the person, there are a few persons push to say no, you have to sign prenup, and one more than most was really into like, no, it have to sign. A couple of days later, that person was here to a very sizable. Their father is a very wealthy person, and I realized that, so it's not even necessarily his estate. I don't know what he does, but I know that his father is wealthy.
Hear me.
So, I just want to say this, Sean. I just want to say that what I said to him before finding this out was, I would suggest you find somebody that you trust, that you wouldn't want to have a prenup
in place. But then you're lawyers, if you are coming from that type of wealth, the family lawyers are going to tell you you are not allowed to get married to somebody who is not willing to sign a prenup. And then how you go around that? Because if you have an inheritance,
in our context,
that's a requirement.
One thing which I'm growing in understanding is not every marriage have certain features or qualities. And I cannot assume that how it is in my marriage, it's gonna be in other people's marriage.
Yeah.
Like I trust my wife, even regard the finances and how we manage it. But if a promising NBA star come to me and he wants to get married and they are at a different place in maturity, of course I may say, bro, take some wisdom, take your time. But if them choose to go along, I'm like, bro, you might consider it, because the truth is the culture of marriage is now changed.
Yep.
I mean, especially for young Black athletes, I'm telling you. So I'm not saying it's an ideal thing, but based on how the current trend is, I would say, bro, think about it. That's my personal choice. Opinion, I should say. But for me, Sean, no. No.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of going into marriage and planning for a divorce. So I'm definitely against it. But at the same time, I'm aware that different people have different realities. And so for some persons, it might not even be a personal choice, but if they are to inherit certain things, then a requirement is that anybody you marry has to sign this. And so, but I think for those people, I would suggest ensuring that you have solid mentorship, counseling, whatever it is, to ensure you're going in with the right mindsets in the first place, so that you're not running away or jumping out of the marriage when things get rough.
Let me ask one.
I agree. I agree.
And this is probably kind of follow up to prenup. What do you feel about alimony? Like, how do you think about, let's say a woman and a man divorce, and a woman pay money every month? I'm like, yeah, what are your thoughts on alimony? Give me that quick one
alimony from the male to the female, power from the female to the male. I don't know.
To me, no matter.
The other one is polymoney.
Whichever
direction.
The truth is, there is a side to it where, and I think the president of, can't remember which country, is it New Zealand? One of them, for some countries, a woman and her husband stays at home, was a stay-at-home dad, so she could pursue her career in politics. And he takes care of the child or children. I can't remember the details. So I'm just saying, I said that to say that any one of the spouse could be a stay-at-home person, especially not, and so if we divorce, should I just start over? Is that fully fair? Especially when, I've been married for 10 years, 15 years, 5 years, 8 years, and I gave up some things to build this family.
Yeah, but Michael Jordan play basketball and worth $1 billion. Fine, give her a thing, but $500 million, boss? $500 million?
But that's another alimony. The alimony is like a monthly payment.
A monthly payment, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying sometimes it's more like a gold digger thing than fairness.
Then marry wisely is all I'm saying.
Exactly.
But if
I agree.
if you live with $500 million, you still have $500 million.
Because sometimes men marry a good woman, and based on how the thing ended or what he did, sometimes women get very
bitter,
angry and upset. Though they might get past it after a while, you might meet a different side of her because of what you did. So marry wisely and don't do foolishness. Like honor your commitments and don't hurt the woman. Think about stuff before you make certain decisions.
Me
All
know,
right.
Sean, I tell you, if me married to somebody and them put a rich subtle, if it feel, me no want your money. If me a
What?
walk at me no want your money.
Kawan, speaks all for Kawan here, please, please.
I don't
I tell
understand.
you, that's me still.
More nice life too. More good life. You know, it me a custom too.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
What?
It's my custom
Yep.
to him and good life, nice
No.
life.
But though it's really sad though because I think to see people who were once one and love and it's hard to see.
It's very
And I do believe though that especially where people make significant, meaningful contribution, they ought to be honored, man. But hopefully it never ever gets there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, can you believe it? We have come to the end of Spill the Tea. We had an amazing time. We
Yeah.
really want to thank our guests, the Williams and the Duhaneys. You guys are amazing.
Amazing.
Thank you for
Always
being
a
open
pleasure.
and honest. Thank you for just being here. Thank you to all our guests who are watching live, for your comments, and for those who will watch after. If you think this is a video that would be helpful to someone that you know, or a couple that you know, feel free to share it with them. Watch it again and see you next week on this page at 8 o'clock for another Spill the Tea. Thank you guys
And
so much.
thanks Alan for having us. And remember, House of Clay, man, for wedding dress, gowns, never before seen things on the planet. You will not be disappointed because this is where you go to get that special gown, man.
Thank you
Thank
so
I'm
much,
glad to
you.
man.
be here.
Love you
And
guys.
Tia and Carlos, you don't know. Carlos, I know me rate you. Carlos, I know me I rate you. You're the top man.
All right,
That
all
man,
right,
you know.
all right, man.
I'm thinking about shout out to Stirring
Stirring
Pot,
pot.
Stirring pot, stirring pot.
JA
Yeah.
and Gifted Hands.
Blessed hands.
Blessed
Bless
Hands,
Bless
sorry,
hands.
hands.
Blessed Hands. That's both your social Instagram handles, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Blessed Hands. And you can also follow Sean at I
So I
saw
believe.
So
I
I believe.
I
I
believe.
saw
So
I
I believe.
saw I believe. Thank you. Saw I believe on Instagram and
I believe.
Facebook. Um,
Yeah, man. Bless up, man.
so you can
Yeah.
follow them there. Love you guys. Thank you so much.
Bless you guys.
And
Thank
we
you for
Thank you,
having us.
thank
It
you for
was
having
great.
us.
thank
Yeah.
you. Look forward
All
to
right.
your YouTube family next week at 8 o'clock. Have a great night.
All right,
You
bye,
too. Bye.
guys.
Bye.
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 You okay?